Thank you, Steve. Brothers, sisters, very proud to be here this afternoon, bringing greetings from NAPO members working in probation and family courts, and also from the GFTU Summit in Stafford, who are having a very interesting weekend, and I've been up there as well. They send their regards to you all. When we talk about the austerity agenda, it's easy to forget the direct social impact on what we've traditionally taken for granted in our society. One such example is a wanton act of vandalism that has seen the destruction of the England and Wales Probation Service by that dreadful Chris Grayling, surely the worst Lord Chancellor in living history, who implemented his disastrous social experiment this year, despite a courageous campaign of opposition by NAPO members supported by many other trade unionists. His ideologically driven rehabilitation reforms have led to the division of a gold standard probation service to create 21 local rehabilitation companies and place them in the expert hands of privateers such as Sodexo, the horse meat traders, and Interserve, who now run contracts to manage low and medium risk offenders, and proving, as we all predicted, that they're going to make a complete pig's ear of doing so. But in addition, they've also had a disastrous impact on our members' skills and professional standards, and have resulted in an exodus of experienced people from the service. So what does this mean in the context of austerity? Well, it means a real and dangerous risk to public safety, as increasing numbers of probation clients are no longer subject to the same standards of skilled supervision as they were before the sell-off. It means more and more cases of serious harm and loss of life in our communities because dangerous people slip off the radar as failure of systems and inadequate investment in ICT adds to the omnishambles. It means more cases of domestic violence because there are not enough rehabilitation programs. And tell that to women who typically suffer an average of 40 assaults before they decide they need to call for assistance from the police. And yes, that presupposes, doesn't it, that a police officer will actually be available these days to come and help them. It means a serious impact on the diversity agenda, with more cases of racist assaults and attacks on refugees, or violence fueled by religious radicalisation, because probation officers working in the National Probation Service often find their caseloads having increased by upwards of 50%, and it means a near collapse of multi-agency public protection arrangements, because those who should participate no longer have the people or resources to take part regularly, if at all. And it means the planned removal of probation officers out of our overcrowded prisons would have the best chance of encouraging people to consider reshaping their lives and placing these people in locations where they won't be able to have that interface anymore because of further cuts to the probation estate and budgets for travel. And that, as we know, and Steve Gillen well knows, will lead to more friction in our prisons and the likelihood of more assaults on our POA comrades in the prison estate, and it is unacceptable. And all of this is bad enough, but there is a sinister undertone to these reforms which illustrate that the decimation of the probation service was not just about carving it up for profit. It was part of the Tory systemic assault on our criminal justice apparatus and the trade unions who operate within it. But you know that already. But let me tell you, it will not succeed. And it will not succeed because NAPO members are starting to say to me, enough is enough. Enough of this destruction of our profession. Hopefully they'll gain confidence on the courageous stand being taken by our brothers and sisters in the junior doctors movement. Enough of allowing the privateer probation pirates to make a buck on the backs of savage job cuts and putting the health and welfare of my members and the clients they serve at risk. Make no mistake, comrades, the fight back for us will be long and hard, but NAPO stands ready to embark on a major re-engagement exercise with our members. We'll explain why membership of a trade union is so vital. We'll explain the insidious threat to our democratic structures and our very existence because of the pernicious trade union bill. And we face those pressures as you do, in light of the removal of Chekhov and the loss of facilities. There's no good whinging about that. We've got to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, and engage with members again. Going back to basics, re-energising, re-engaging, galvanising, to simply say to members, your power collectivism is greater than that of our enemies. But before we can apply that, we have to believe it. And let's hope we can do that in the coming weeks and months in our respective unions and organisations, because it's often said despair is terminal, but it's the loss of hope that will actually kill you. And it's clear to me from today this fantastic attendance, that hope is a quality we all have in abundance. But finally, Chair, let me say that if I need to call on some friends, then I know where to go in the form of Jeremy Corbyn and John McDonnell, both of whom have loyally stood by our members in probation and family courts in our hour of need. And people may say to me, why is NAPO endorsing their leadership when we are a politically independent union? And I say that this is no problem, because NAPO never turns its backs on its friends, those who have spoken out for us and fought for us. And moreover, people have given an unequivocal commitment that when the day comes, they will enact the full nationalisation of the probation service back into public hands. And let me tell you, if that's good enough for them, it's bloody well good enough for me and the members I represent. Austerity, NAPO says, stick it. We don't want it, we don't need it, we must and we will defeat it. Thank you.